Well, welcome back everyone. 𝘱𝘰�ឍhere. In today's video, we are going over the price of Ethereum. That's what I've been keeping a close eye on. That's what I've been giving you super accurate information on. And so if you've followed my lead, you've probably made a lot of money. If you watched my previous video, I said, you know what? Ethereum was sitting right at $3,000. I said, I don't think we're out of the woods yet. I haven't seen capitulation. I haven't seen a huge bounce off the bottom. And indeed, that's kind of what took place. So this right here is the Ethereum chart. Let me go ahead and change the view here to actual size. I keep on accidentally doing that. So after I made that video, then we got a low of approximately, let's see here, like 2781-ish, I believe, is what the low was in for the day. And I'm still expecting a strong move upward. Because we're just hanging out in this area, okay, I mean, we could easily bounce really strong off of this range, but I wouldn't be super, like, if I was looking for a short-term trade, I wouldn't be, like, jumping into this. To me, there's just not enough strength on the charts to make me think that that is a good idea. The daily chart here, this green moving average isn't close to the red. That would be maybe a time where I consider getting in when this green crosses over the red. We're not really quite there yet. We have no strength. There's zero strength on the daily chart. I do think about it, like we have had quite a few days of downside. We are overdue for a bit of a correction or a bit of an uptick, I would say. I think it's coming soon. I don't know when, but I would say be prepared. Let's see, the 12-hour chart. I talked about this in my last video. We needed to go above the high of this candle, which was 31.82. We only got to 31.68 and saw a lot of weakness after that. Let's go and look at the 4-hour on Ethereum. 4-hour on Ethereum, technically this might be a lower low. The low of this right here is, let's see, 27.82. The low of this, 27.81. Kind of a double bottom, actually. Didn't quite make a lower low. I'm going to back up again to the daily chart. You know, there could be a scenario where we see a double bottom. A double bottom is typically a bullish sign. So if the bottom of this candle right here is 26.51. So maybe we get back to that range and that's our double bottom. We bounce off of that because it could easily, if it takes a few days to get there, as this DMA moves up, it could easily hit that DMA, bounce off that, and then we see that strong, strong move. So I'm keeping a close eye. There's still a lot that needs to play out, but we are kind of at a critical point. It feels like a very critical point where there's going to be a lot of volatility incoming. And I say that because of this tightening range right here. To me, this is a tightening range. A lot of trading between, you know, like the high over here of like 31 and then 26. Because look, this would also be like a tightening range right here. And then we saw this really strong move out of it. So with this tightening range right here, honestly, I think there's going to be a lot of volatility incoming. But to me, it's not clear which direction it's going to go. I think a probable scenario is that we have a really strong move down. Potentially the last buying opportunity before we just, I wouldn't say last buying opportunity, but last opportunity to kind of get in really, really low, like almost at the floor before we go to new all-time highs. 1-hour chart on Ethereum. 1-hour chart here is actually looking okay. So the high of this candle right here, so we're pretty much like this is the high of this candle is where we're currently at about 29.18. So this looks good. This is looking strong. It looks like this moving average, the green, is going to cross over the red. If we can make a higher high, or even if we make a high, higher low, and then a higher high, that's probable. Just because of the amount of time that we have spent in a downtrend, I think we are definitely due for a little bit of a relief rally. Not sure that it's going to, you know, take us to all-time highs immediately. I still believe that we're going to trade sideways until November, and then it's go time. To me, that still seems like the most likely scenario. Like I've been saying over and over again, you're going to be bored. You're going to be really bored. But if you're bored and patient, you can make a lot of money. This is the Bitcoin chart, which we haven't gone over in a while. Obviously, there's a ton of correlation. And this is another reason why. Another reason why I'm saying the market is at a pivotal point, okay, where it can go in kind of either direction. And it's these candles. They're super, look at this candle here on the daily chart on Bitcoin. Super indecisive candle. Let's go back to the daily chart here on Ethereum. Super indecisive candle. So these candles are just not really giving us a lot of information. They're being, I think the word I'm trying to use is ambiguous. Am I using that word correctly? I hope so. Like, they're not just, the chart's not giving us a lot of information for me to be confident in one way or another. Let's look at the 12-hour chart here. 12-hour chart technically made a lower low. 12-hour chart doesn't really look good. Our last hope here is that this DMA holds everyone up. 4-hour chart. There wasn't a lower low made, which is good. This candle was able to hold itself up right above the low of this candle right here, 40,750. Let's look at the 1-hour chart. See, like this is a strong candle. I like this candle. I think there's a little bit of hope. Could give us some relief, but I still believe that there is major volatility incoming. Let's go ahead and look at SPY. So SPY, if you don't know, correlated basically with S&P 500. Whoa, lots of sideways right here today. Lots of sideways between 436 and 433. Just chop all day long. What's today? The 29th. So yeah, if you look at today is, yeah, so just look at all of this chop today. Which in a sense, Bitcoin and crypto kind of did that too, right? Let's go and take a look back at the 1-hour chart. Well, I mean, not as much actually. There wasn't a ton of correlation on the 1-hour chart, I would say, when it came to crypto and S&P 500. So I know this video is kind of boring. I have been hearing a lot of talk about more conversations around taxes, taxing unrealized capital gains. If this country tries to tax unrealized capital gains, whoa, that's it. Everyone's gone. I mean, how do you stay under those conditions? That is like the ultimate stab in the back. What else can I say about the economy? You know, everyone thinks that like the housing market's going to crash. Like I'm having conversations with people in like the Central Valley of California. Everyone's very hopeful that the market's going to crash. And although I do think that is likely and we're really overdue, we also have to consider the fact there's way more US dollars in circulation than there's ever been before, right? And 25%, or even more at this point, printed in the last 18 or so months. So it's like we have a very different dynamic of the money supply when it comes to things that are being priced, you know? Like I told you guys a few weeks ago, I went in April to buy a brand new Jeep. It was going to be $45,000. And then I ended up buying a used one. I go back because I want to buy another Jeep. And they're like, now the new ones are $49,000. The car dealerships are empty. There's not going to be like cars back up, or like the supply of cars isn't supposed to resume until like 2023. So, I mean, there's just a shortage of everything. The supply chain is a disaster. People are willing to pay more, right? If there's just few. So it's just how things are working. It's how inflation's working. Stack your Satoshis. Okay. In my link down below, I use this thing called Fold app. This video is so random. So basically, Fold app, you can use my link down below. Every 20 hours, you get to spin to get free Satoshis. And so it's kind of fun. It feels like, you know, you're gambling a little bit and you get something every time you spin. So I got 5 free Satoshis. I know that's not much, but it's fun. And so far I've accumulated 12,694 free Satoshis for a total price of $5.37, which I know isn't much, but let me tell you what, spinning that little wheel every 20 hours gives me a lot of joy in my life, and I think you should add it to your daily routine as well. So I hope you're all doing well. I'm probably gonna head back to Puerto Rico, I don't know, maybe in the next like 5-ish days or so. I miss Puerto Rico. I've been gone for 10 days and I'm just like, I've never said this in my life before, but I actually feel homesick. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it, but I feel homesick. So yeah, been healing good for my surgery, feeling pretty darn good. I hope all is well with everyone. Just wanted to chat with you guys a little bit. That is all that I have for you today, as I always go out there and create a portfolio that you love.